What's up, you guys? Nicola Maserati here. Today we're going to be talking about how to get silky smooth slow motion while shooting at 30 frames per second. But first, let's run that intro. Alright guys, so considering that this is my first tutorial video, I figured that we would start with a magic trick. So here's what I want you to do. Think of any card in a deck of cards. Not a joker, don't make it anything crazy like that. But you have a card in mind. I know this isn't it, but if I give it just a little bit of a snap, was that it? I don't know. Leave a comment below and let me know. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to be talking about how to get silky smooth slow motion while shooting at 30 frames per second. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking, why would I want to shoot at 30 frames per second to get slow motion when I could shoot at 60 frames or 120 frames? One of the reasons may be you could have a camera like I used to have, a 5D Mark III. And a 5D Mark III does shoot at 60 frames per second, but it only does it at 1080 by 720. Or you could have a camera that does 4K, but it only does 4K at 30 frames per second. Going any higher than that, you're losing quality. So you want to keep that quality of 4K, but you want to be able to slow it down and keep it silky. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. So let's get into Premiere. So we're in Adobe Premiere Pro right now. This is footage that I already uploaded. This is my brother when we were in San Francisco. So as you can see, this is shot at 30 frames per second. It's a little bit shaky, it's not slow motion, but I want to make it slow motion. I want to make it look good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up to speed and duration, click that, type in 50% and hit OK. As you can see, it turns red. And here's the thing, when you're trying to slow down 30 frames per second, if you slow it down to 50%, it's going to be at 15 frames per second. So I'm going to show you how horrible this looks. That looks really bad. Really, really bad. So there's a way to solve this problem, and here's what you do. So you have your clip selected, you're at 50% here, you right click and you go to time interpolation. Where is that? There it is. Time interpolation. You go down to optical flow and you click that. Now of course nothing's happened yet. That's because we need to render it. So what I'm going to do to render it is I'm going to hit I for my in point, go to the end, O for my out point, and hit OK or enter. We're going to let it do this really quick. Alright, as you can see, we've slowed it down. It looks nice and smooth, but there's still an issue here. It's a little bit shaky. I shot this handheld. I do most of my stuff handheld. The only time I do, I use a gimbal or anything like that is when I'm doing paid work for clients. So we're going to solve this problem here. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to Effects. It's right up here. And I'm going to type in Warp Stabilizer. You can see that just here. Now here's an issue. When you've slowed something down, Adobe Premiere Pro doesn't allow you to use that and Warp Stabilizer at the same time. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I'll drag that over. Boom. It says Warp Stabilizer and Speed can't be used on the same clip. So we got to figure out how to solve this problem. Right click and you're going to go to Nest. So you click Nest. You can name it whatever you want. My brother's name is Joe, so I'm going to name it Joe Slow Mo. Alright, so now that it's nested, I can drag over my Warp Stabilizer, and boom. We just hacked the system. These are life hacks here, guys. Alright, so we're going to let it analyze a little bit, and then once it's done analyzing and rendering, then you'll be able to see what it looks like. Alright, so I've rendered it, and did everything that needs to be done. Let's hit play and see what happens. Boom. Looks so much better. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some benefits out of it so you can use your 4K footage at 30 frames per second and still slow it down. If you liked this video, please hit like below and please comment below. I'm curious to know if I got your guys' card, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys later.